Hello, welcome to Complete Chiropractic Healthcare on the website of Dr. Greg Arnold, www.pitchingdoc.com. Today we'll be discussing my June 9th, 2016 newsletter, Stop Ignoring This Body Part During Pitching. So underneath the date, there's a hyperlink for a PDF. I'll pull up this document, usually a little bit easier to read. This is another in my Stop series. If you click on this link, it'll take you to this page where I have compiled pretty much newsletters that I'm trying to dispel common coaching concepts that are still around, but are actually been proven to increase risk of injury and just overall safety of the kids. So, when we're talking about proper pitching instruction, what's very important is to focus on body movement, not the throwing arm. Coaches are obsessed with focusing on proper arm slot. Getting on top of the ball, don't throw sidearm, I have to be 3/4. So this approach to focusing on body movement is really, the first time that I really heard it, and I really haven't heard it anywhere else, is with Tom House at the National Pitching Association. And if I recommend that you try to learn proper pitching mechanics from one person, it's from his organization. And if you click on that link, it'll take you to this website where you can learn all about proper clinics and things like that. So when we talk about a poor arm slot or a poor release point, it's important to realize that they're symptoms, they're not the causes of poor mechanics. Focusing on a bad arm slot or a bad release point by focusing exactly on that is like chasing pain in a doctor's office. Usually the pain is not where the problem is, it's a symptom of something elsewhere. So if we correct how the body moves, as Tom House says, the throwing arm will take care of itself. So there are 4 body parts that we try to focus on when we teach pitching mechanics. And the first 3 are here. So the front elbow, which helps correct the glove. And if you look here, there are all these newsletters that you can click on that will further expand on these concepts. The second body part is the back, which helps assume proper posture at ball release. And the third body part is focusing on the eyes to help find a pitcher's correct arm slot. So while I talk about the issue of glove control as the most incorrectly taught throwing and pitching mechanic, and again you can look at this newsletter up here to figure out why. The most ignored mechanic is the 4th body part that I focus on, which is the front leg. So the way that I approach pitching instruction is it's throwing is a rotational movement, so let's look at other rotational sports. And in every other rotational sport, golf, hockey, tennis, you see the emphasis on having a strong front side that is stable and provides a base with which the hips rotate to transfer energy. Remember, all the energy comes from the legs, and it's about effectively transferring the energy from the legs into the arms. And if we look at the slap shot in hockey, we look at the golf swing, and we look at the tennis stroke, during the moment of rotation, the front leg is nice and strong. And even when we look into baseball, we see that coaches will emphasize a strong front leg to improve energy transfer and create bat speed, as we see right here. So when we look at every other rotational sport, including hitting, and we look at the emphasis on the front side, why are we ignoring this, or why are other coaches ignoring this when it comes to teaching throwing mechanics and pitching mechanics? That's an answer I don't have. So, well, why is the front leg so important? Well, in the study in 2012, which is mentioned right here, they found that not only does a pitcher's front leg absorb twice their body weight when they pitch, and if you look at the passage right here, it says peak GRFs, which is ground reaction forces, of 245% of the body weight. So it's more than double the body weight as a pitcher lands on his front leg as they go down the hill. But not only did they have that much body weight on the front leg, they talked about that those who threw the hardest had what they call the best braking, meaning that they were able to stop the downward and the horizontal motion with a stronger front leg. And they showed that the pitchers with the highest ball velocity also demonstrated the higher braking ground reaction force. So what does that mean? When we try to take this from scientific speak into layman speak, the stronger your front leg, the harder you throw. And once I start to mention that to my pitching students, all of a sudden they're very interested in a stronger front leg. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some video. And if we look at two pitchers, we're going to look at the pitcher on the left first, and we see as he comes down the hill and he throws the ball, okay, he's got all this weight coming down on his front leg. You can see how his front leg will bend, but as he throws the ball, his front leg will effectively break and have him finishing in a proper position. So again, we start with the glove up, we build the momentum with the hips, we land front side closed, keeping the back straight, but we see the front leg is nice and strong and gives him a proper base with which his hips can then rotate, sending energy up through the trunk into the arms and having a very good velocity. And we see how he finishes. Now on the right is what we see most of the time with young kids. There's number one, we see a poor starting position, and then as a result his head drops, so he's losing energy. This is where his body wants to be. But as he goes to throw the ball, we see this. You see how we have the young pitcher falling off to the side as he throws the ball. Whenever I see that, whenever I see a pitcher falling off to the side where the back leg has to regain their balance, that tells me that their front leg is not controlling all of that weight coming down the hill. And if we can't control that momentum and all that weight, we're not going to have good posture, we're not going to have a good release point, and we're going to have an inconsistent delivery overall. So having a strong front leg is indeed one of the most important things to teach young pitchers as they throw the ball. So I hope this made sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at pitchingdoc@msn.com, call me at the phone number, or go ahead and visit my website at www.pitchingdoc.com. Thank you.